Howdy, folks. What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Ruckus Wrastlin. I am Josh, alongside my tag team partner in this journey, Justin Toner. How are we doing today, sir?
Too sweet.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, we made it through another WrestleMania. Another WrestleMania is in the books. So a lot of stuff that came out of WrestleMania as far as just all the inner workings and stuff. And the one thing that was leaked to the internet was Mark Shapiro. It was just a black and white audio recording. But it basically was saying that, yeah, we have 100% creative control. And they're the ones that are shoving the celebrities down our throats. They're the ones that are like, yeah, these are going to be our price tickets. We know we're gouging them. So in one aspect, I give them credit for at least saying the quiet part out loud. And the other hand, I'm like, you're a douchebag. So, you know, on that. So I think Triple H is really good at saying, hey, guys, it's not always me. But guess what? Triple H is going to be the scapegoat when it comes to it. Pat McAfee came out today and said, sorry, I'm done. I'm not doing this stuff. This ain't working for me. You know, so the whole
for me, brother.
And Jelly Roll came out and was like, yeah, I agree. So basically that whole, and I think, and who knows, has to do with the actual orbital bone break, or snafu or whatever. But you know, what are you? This is the most like, yeah, this makes more. I'm glad at least we know it.
No, this is Pat McAfee without saying it. Saying, yeah, this whole thing was shit, and I'm opted out of it because we knew it was shit and we don't want it to continue.
Right. And so yeah,
because he's getting a lot of not so good blowback on this whole situation.
Yeah,
which he probably doesn't appreciate.
No.
And maybe ESPN maybe doesn't appreciate either.
No.
So that's probably why he was like, you know what? Because he didn't originally want to do this in the first place. He turned it down the first time.
No, he didn't want to do it.
So he realized that this was a shit show, and they pulled the plug, and that's why we got the clusterfuck that closed out night one, which we'll go over here in a little bit, because I was left like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. Yeah. Anyway, but you know, overall,
I appreciate him recognizing that this was wrong and pulling the plug on it.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that as well. Like I was saying, and shout out to Josh for joining us last week. That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
I texted Josh, and he basically said it was a good main event mania, as far as his kind of thing. Other than that, he really just didn't care for it. I thought there was a couple other matches, especially on night two, that deserved praise, which we'll get to here in our recap. But yeah, night one was just, it happened.
We'll do more detail. Night one happened. Night two saved this mania from being in the bottom end of WrestleManias for sure.
Yeah, it did. Trying to think of any other nuggets to get to. We'll go over all the call ups and all of that.
Let's see. We'll get over the call ups. I think the only thing I saw that was noteworthy was a certain person's return, and they posted about how they got medically cleared and how emotional it was to them. We're talking about Paige, which word about her potential return had leaked the middle of last week, and that was confirmed as we saw what happened on night one. As many of us suspected what was going to happen from what the leaks were. Hello, Kate. I'm glad you could join us. We're just getting started.
Hey,
so, happy for her. I know because how much WWE meant her, so that she can be able to be in the ring, because she got hurt, and before women got to do the Rumble, got to do the Elimination Chamber. So she talked about it on Stephanie McMahon's podcast about how she's excited to be back because now she can participate in the Women's Rumble. She could potentially be in the Elimination Chamber, do stuff that she didn't get to do that the woman got to do afterwards because of her neck injury that sidelined her for several years. So she got very emotional getting the medical clearance from WWE doctors, and so because she, as you said, WWE is home to her, and so she's really happy to be back and will be able to wrestle.
No, it was good to see. I didn't like it that it leaked. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the sucky thing about it leaked. If it hadn't leaked, it would have been an even better surprise.
Oh, it'd been a great surprise.
Yeah.
On that. Yep. Nope. Happy for Paige, Caden, and then we'll get to that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all the big call-ups because that was very noticeable, their absence on NXT this week.
All right. So do you want to do it just all in one, or do you want to do night one, night two?
Let's talk about night one first because of night one's issues, and then we'll go to night two. So I'll do the recap here real quick for you.
Okay.
So WrestleMania night one, we opened with the 6-man tag. LA Knight and the Usos defeated the Vision and ISHO Speed. The ISHO Speed cost them the match, and Logan turned on him afterwards after the match. And LA Knight and the Usos felt sorry for ISHO Speed, so they decided to bail him out. And they kicked Logan Paul's ass and let ISHO Speed put him through the announce desk in a cool spot. Then we had Jacob Fatu beating Drew McIntyre in the unsanctioned match. And then we got to the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. It was supposed to be the Bella Twins taking on Charlotte, Bayley Lyra, and Nia and Lash. But the Bellas came out last. Nikki still on a crutch and walking boots still. She announced that she had not been medically cleared to do the match. She didn't want Brie to lose out on having a mating moment, so they called in an old friend to take her place, and that was revealed to be Paige, who came back out to her OG music to a great reaction. Fans really popped hard for Paige's return. And the makeshift team of Paige and Brie Bella are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. So we'll talk about it later. Becky Lynch was able to cheat like a mofo underneath Jessica Carr's watchful eyes and beat AJ Lee to once again be the Women's Intercontinental Champion for a third time. Gunther defeated Seth Rollins with an assist from the returning Braun Breaker, as many of us predicted would happen. Braun speared the hell out of Seth behind the ref's back, and that helped Gunther put Seth to sleep for the win. And then Braun did a awesome running spear from the top of the entrance ramp all the way down to the ring area to spear Seth out of his boots. To signal he is back, and we are glad he's back. Then Liv Morgan defeated Stephanie McMahon to become the new WWE Women's World Champion. I believe, is this her second or third time as the Women's World Heavyweight Champion? I have to look.
Liv?
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah, because she beat Becky and then lost it to Rhea when Rhea came back from injury. Yeah.
So and then they were supposed to do another battle, but then her shoulder got.
Yeah, then she injured her shoulder last year, and she was out for a few months. Okay, I knew that this was like this was at least her second time as champion. Roxanne and Raquel caused a lot of shenanigans that helped her win. So even though Stephanie lost the title, she was kind of protected because Judgment Day cheated like hell to help Liv win, and she gloated about it on the post show. And then we had the clusterfuck of the main event. Cody Rhodes, shockingly, retained the WWE Championship by beating Randy Orton. Cody and Jelly Roll teamed up to beat the fuck out of Pat McAfee and take him out of the match before the match even started, which the crowd overwhelmingly approved. And we're very happy that McAfee was taken away on a stretcher to show you how much go away heat Pat was getting from the fan base. The match happened. There was a ref bump. Pat returned in a neck brace dressed as a ref to try to help Randy win the title. Cody kicked out of an RKO. Randy didn't I wasn't happy about that, and RKO'd Pat McAfee in response. And then right after that, he got hit with a crossroads, and the ref recovered to allow Cody to pin and retain the championship. Randy was pissed that he lost. He blasted Cody with the title belt and then punted him. Legit punted him because, oh, good God. Poor Cody got one hell of a motherfucking nasty swollen black eye. As a result, he really connected on that punt the way he was not supposed to. And so that's how night one ended. To say night one was a disappointment would be an understatement. Seth Gunther was excellent and very entertaining. Jacob and Drew also was a good match. But everything else, especially the main event, was a disappointment. And the short match times were a definite annoyance for a lot of these matches here. Because, like, outside the main event, most of the matches got, like, barely 10 minutes or less. Which is really annoying because of all the fucking commercials that were being thrown at us during the broadcast.
Did you know Hulk Hogan had a documentary?
Oh, yeah, that got advertised a lot. Apparently even more on the international broadcast, especially for those watching it outside the U.S. on Netflix. That got advertised heavily.
Apparently, like someone did they said that Hulk Hogan's ad ran longer than all of the matches combined in night one.
Yeah, I mean, Seth and Gunther was the real highlight. They fucking delivered a great match.
Which we knew they would.
They knew. Yeah, we said it. We said that was probably going to be, that could potentially be the best match on night one, and it was by a wide margin.
Yeah.
I mean, Jacob and Drew was good.
I just thought they concluded that too quickly.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Were just kind of they were finally kind of getting into it, and then they just ended it.
Yeah, it was getting into a groove, and then it kind of like ended right when they were starting to really get into a groove with that match. But I thought it was still good. The opening match was fine too. You know, it's like, you know, it is what it is. It got the crowd excited, and the I Show speed spot was cool. Yeah. 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 It's like, yeah, I know. And then the booking on the main event was such a disaster. Now we'll get to that in a second. Paige's return was cool. That was a nice moment. Feel bad for some of the other teams, because as soon as she came out as their replacement, I was like, well, they're probably going to have to win now. And they did. It's going to be very interesting dynamic here for the next while here, because Nikki, she didn't just like break. She tore, fractured, and sprained her ankle all in one somehow. So she says she's probably going to be out another like 6 to 8 weeks at the most, she said, before she can be able to get back in the ring. So it's a weird dynamic where it's Paige and Brie Bella are the tag champions. It's not the Bella twins. But you can tell how much this whole thing meant to Paige. You could see how happy she was to be back, and the emotion of winning the match and everything. I like the moment between her and Charlotte, the showdown. The fans definitely woke up for that because of the history between Paige and Charlotte. Because for those who may not remember, when 3 of the 4 horsewomen were called up, Charlotte and Becky were paired with Paige as like a threesome in an alliance. So they got a lot of history. So that was a cool moment. Match was too short. A lot of cool outfits,
the night one was match too short.
Yeah.
Liv and Stephanie got 7 minutes.
Yeah, that was absolutely horrible. I felt so bad for them that they got like less than 10 minutes. They were able to do what they could in those minutes.
Right.
So I don't.
I like how there's a 7-minute match and you still had distractions.
Right. Yeah, it was really weird. The shortening of matches was really annoying.
Liv and Sol Rocco went longer. than the championship match on WrestleMania.
Liv and Sol Ruca had more time than the title match at WrestleMania on Raw, which is weirdness. Yeah, hopefully they're going to get more time and be able to deliver like a really good match at Backlash, because they're definitely going to have a rematch. They made that clear on Raw after Mania.
But we all know who's going to win that because of what they teased at Raw with Liv and Rhea. So
yeah.
That's got
yeah. Plus, we got Night Champions coming up. But it's not gonna be like Chamber vs. Champion, but they're definitely teasing like Crown Jewel between Liv and Rhea later this summer. And then like the main event was just an absolute clusterfuck booking disaster.
2 years in a row, this is what they do to Cody. I'm not blaming Cody at all.
I feel so bad for Cody. 2 meetings in a row, he gets a main event match. It's completely fucked up by corporate interference. You know, it's like
technically 3 years in a row because they wanted
Ari Emanuel wanted The Rock back to help boost ticket sales, and that led to the Cena heel turn, the whole Soul and Travis Scott, and an awful main event. And then they did it again this year by inserting Pat McAfee into this feud, which made no fucking sense. And as a result, we got a complete mess. These guys went forth between heel and babyface so much I thought they were Big Show. You know, it's like, you know, I was like, what is this? It's like, but then they talked about how like there was word from Meltzer and other people just before Mania that Randy may be dealing with a back injury that may have an impact on the match. And then they brought up on commentary, and you can see, or at times, you know, going like, ugh, on his back. And people, even though it wasn't on camera, people that were in attendance said that after the match, it took several minutes for Orton to walk up the ramp, and he was definitely visibly in pain. So he's definitely legit hurt. So
that's probably why Cody retained, I guess.
That's why Cody retained, is because Randy's not 100%, and they didn't want to do a title change with Randy not at 100%. And also probably didn't want to have Cody get screw jobbed for 2 Mania main events in a row either, probably on top of that.
Yeah.
Like last year with Cena and Travis Scott. So, but that led to just like what the heck was that? And
the biggest pop in the whole freaking match was when Randy RKO'd Pat.
Yeah, because the fans he had so much X-Pac go away heat on him. It's ridiculous. It's like, and then you know, and then they do the punt spot, and Orton hits him like legit, and like gives him a super black eye and a swollen shut. Looked like he'd been in like a fucking boxing match in a Rocky movie. Some people joke, "Cut me, Mick, cut me."
Yeah.
With the photo of him backstage getting checked on, and his eye was like swollen shut for a while there. And, it looked. Thankfully, the swelling had been gone by Monday night. But man, the blackness around his eye, it was gnarly when he was talking with CM Punk on Raw. So I don't think he's going to be wrestling at Backlash. They're probably going to put a pause on that to let both men rest and heal up, which explains what we got with Roman. So night one, outside of Seth and Gunther, was
Jacob and
was a big disappointment.
Yeah. If you go back to our preview show, and I shout out Wrestle Talk to kind of put this on my radar. This Triple H did this on purpose. I just have this weird conspiracy theory that Triple H booked night one so god awful because TKO keeps shoving things into and like what they're not supposed to.
They're interfering in the creative when they don't want them to interfere in the creative.
Right. And so Triple H is like, all right, you want to interfere creative? Here's what your creative looks like.
When we were talking about Mark Shapiro earlier, I don't believe that they have they're overseeing every single thing creative does. I think he's just saying that they keep an eye on the creative, and if there's something that they want to have done. Triple H has no choice but to go along with it as best as possible, and that's what happened with the McAfee shit show.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that McAfee realized this is a complete disaster. We need to pull the plug on this as soon as possible. So yeah, that rumored tag match between Cody and Jelly Roll against Pat and Randy at the Backlash is not happening. So, so now let's go to night 2, which thank God felt like WrestleMania. So for night 2 kicked off with the awesomeness of Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. Wasn't a long match, but in this case, that worked out perfectly. Oba defeated Brock clean. But then a shocking thing happened after the match. Brock took off his gloves and his boots off and left them in the ring, signaling that he is intending to retire. He had an emotional hug with Heyman. Fans chanted, "Thank you, Brock," as he walked up the ramp. Didn't see that coming. No one did. Then we had more awesomeness in the 6-way ladder match as Penta emerged victorious to retain the title over JD McDonough, Rusev, Dragon Lee, John Evans, Rey Mysterio. Those guys are all insane. And that ladder match kicked ass.
All right. Let's pause real quick. Did you see someone posted on Twitter? It was like, AJ Styles retired. Brock Lesnar maybe retired. John Cena retired. Rey Mysterio, it shows him jumping over.
Yeah, putting Rusev through the ladder ridge.
Through the ladder. It's like, all right.
There was some wild spots here. We can go over that more detail a little bit. Then Trick Williams, whoop that trick, defeated Sami Zayn to become the new WWE United States Champion. The Demon, Finn Balor, returned and took care of Dominic Mysterio, beat him in the street fight, which was a last-minute stipulation addition on the day of.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of my favorite things that happened on night 2, Rhea Ripley defeated Jade Cargill to become the new WWE Women's Champion. Thank you, God. The reign of Jade is over. She got a little assist from her BFF, Io Sky, who came out and took care of Jade's toadies, B-Fab and Michin, and that allowed Rhea to riptide Jade for the win. And then in a banger of a main event, Roman Reigns and CM Punk went out there like, we're going to show you what a WrestleMania main event looks like, boys and girls. And they put on a fucking classic. And Roman emerged victorious. He's the new World Heavyweight Champion. Clean as a whistle. No bullshit. Just awesomeness. And Roman celebrated the win with the fans to close out night 2 and WrestleMania 42 as a whole. Oh my God, talk about night and day. Between night 1 and night 2.
It was night and day. Now, granted, it was exactly what the 5. It's not. You don't need your 30-minute the classics with Brock and Oba. They gave us exactly what you're supposed to do with that. That's exactly. People are like, oh man, it was the shortest match of all the WrestleMania matches was Oba and Brock. But that's exactly what you would expect from an Oba and Brock match, and that's how they built it.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the story that you told us what you expect. Yes,
it was booked perfectly.
Now
the match, everything on that whole thing between Oba and Brock was executed to perfection.
Yes,
and now he is a made man. He's got the rocket strapped to him clearly, and can't wait to see what Oba's going to do next year. Because they're not putting the title on him just yet. I mean, Roman's the champion, so we'll just see what they're going to have him do in the meantime before they decide to put a belt on him.
But they were talking. Those two acknowledged. You knew they did that for a reason. They both, basically acknowledged, all pun intended, each other at the little press conference, post press conference thing.
Yeah.
That they wanted. But I just like Roman. He was like, "You beat Brock Lesnar. I've done that multiple times."
Yeah, that was a great like Roman's like, "Yeah, cool. You beat Brock Lesnar. I've done that multiple times."
Right.
The title's on the line.
Yeah. But Oba's a friggin' star.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it on Raw of just when we're highlighting Raw. And just so you know, Caden, thanks for joining us. I'm obviously in a different location here. That is not my piano in the background. But I do play a mean chopsticks. So it's gonna be a little bit shortened show, but we at least wanted to get this show out because it's post WrestleMania. So it's always worth doing a show over. So it's a little bit shorter today for that because I'm at a different location, just got a bunch of other stuff going on, but we still want to make time for you guys, and we so thank you all for joining us. But yeah, Oba and Brock went exactly what I was hoping for. I'm glad that they let Oba become the monster, eat the F5, get up, choke slam, power bomb. I just totally forgot what his daggone finisher's actual name is. Fall from Grace. Thank you. Brock sold like a mofo for him. Just shout out to Brock for doing that. Making Oba look like $1 million. If you can't tell he's a star, I don't know what else to tell you. We've got a new dude. The next big thing, all into, and we've Justin, we've got it. We found the guy.
He's gonna if they don't screw this up, he's gonna be one of their biggest mega stars in the next couple of years to come here. He's gonna be having Mania main event matches and stuff and winning titles. So,
and if you don't think he can, and for people who haven't, go back and watch some of his NXT stuff. He can go. He can tell a story in the ring.
And if you don't think he's the whole package, because he is also really good on the mic as well. He's a great talker.
I mean, you saw that one promo that he did to Paul Heyman. Yes, it was a little scripted, but he nailed it for what he needed to do. So yeah, it was a 4-minute and something match. Is this the last time we see Brock Lesnar? I don't think WWE knows, because they're waiting to see what Brock wants to do. I think the way they're doing, because Brock was supposed to be on Raw last night, but he never was. Paul Heyman was basically kind of hinting of like, this isn't it, but it could be.
It might be.
It might be. And obviously Brock did throw the X up, basically telling Paul, like, yeah, I'm done. So who knows? Because as we know, Brock does what Brock wants to do, and there's nothing you can do differently.
So, yeah, I'm of the mind that I think if he this is it, he really wanted to retire, what better way than to put over the next big star on your way out?
And he sees it too, or he wouldn't.
Because we all thought that with the favor and everything that that Gunther was going to want to get a match with Brock at SummerSlam, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen now. So this is going to be interesting what they're going to do with the whole favor angle. And plus, even if they did, him trying to lure Brock out of time for one more match, it wouldn't have the same aura, because it's like it wouldn't be as a big deal if because he already signaled he's kind of retired, so like he would just lure him out of retirement just to beat him again. It's like that I don't think that would be ideal. I'm sure that the Saudis will try to want him to appear on WrestleMania next year, but even if he really wants to be done, no amount of money is going to make him want to come out of retirement. If he's really legit done. And from what he was acting, it looked like it to me he was. And
I've never seen Brock semi-tear up.
Yeah. Now him kissing the mat, it's like it reminds you that like for all the criticisms of Brock, personal stuff aside, when related to the whole Janelle Grant situation, he does love wrestling. And you could tell that because it's like after he took his stuff off, he kissed the mat, basically saying goodbye, and everything. So I think I will not be surprised if he is legit done. So I think that would be, if that's the way you go out, then that's a great way to go out. And I wouldn't try to undo that. The ladder match kicked ass.
It was awesome, man. That was fun stuff.
That was awesome stuff.
The only thing, the super cutter to Rusev, just because of where Rusev was and he had to jump to him.
Yeah, Rusev had to lean out a little bit to make it work, but it was still a great spot.
But the JD McDonough is still the best seller on the roster.
JD McDonough.
He died. Penta, Dragon. I mean, okay. The only thing that I will say too, it's WrestleMania, guys. Let them show them the entrances.
That's the only criticism I have is that some of the entrances weren't shown. Like we got fucking commercials.
They didn't show. I was like, "Where's Rusev?" I come back from ad break and I see JD and Dragon Lee. I'm like, "Where's Rusev?" Oh, he's walking around.
Dragon Lee's entrances got cut by fucking commercials. Like, come on, guys.
It's just WrestleMania. What are we doing?
Other than that, the match was awesome. That spot where Penta and Rey Mysterio teamed up and he sent on Rusev through the ladder bridge. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Someone said this. I can't remember who it was, but it may have been JD York or somebody. Is like, this is how you do a multi-person ladder match. Everyone got to shine in this match. Everyone got to have a moment and got to look great in this match.
Yeah. Because Rusev showed his brute and why he should have been in the match. I know I kind of made fun of it. I was like, because everyone else had the same style except for Rusev. Rusev was the brute. So that's why I was just like, he just looked like the odd man out. But I knew he was going to do what he needed to do in the match.
Yeah.
For that. So, yeah. So, a thumbs up on that one.
Yeah. So, yeah. That was great. Trick and Sammy, good but short. Wish it had been longer. But Trick is.
It did what it needed to do.
Yeah, it did what it
needed to do.
Trick won the title. He's over. He's clearly the babyface now. Sammy was acting like a complete heel. So basically, they followed with what the audience has done, and it's just like basically like, okay, you guys clearly want to cheer Trick and boo Sammy. All right, so we're definitely gonna do a double turn here, and that pretty much made it official.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What happens with Sammy now that he's lost the title? If he's gonna have a super duper meltdown, we'll wait and see what happens on SmackDown. But
yeah,
I think he's gonna have a crash out. I don't know if it'll be on the level MJF's crash out after losing the title to Darby last week, but that's probably going to be a pretty severe one.
Right. I will say this though.
Mm-hmm.
I get what Trick was going with his long coat thing, but it looked like a piece of paper, toilet paper.
I couldn't believe how long that train was. I was like, what the hell?
Right. And look,
almost forgot. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt. I forgot to mention for night one, the Bianca Belair coming out to announce.
Oh yes, congratulations to Bianca Montez.
When Cena was doing the attendance announcement. So that explains why she hasn't been back. It wasn't just because of recovering from the what happened with breaking her knuckle last year, but because Montez Ford revealed that she's 6 months pregnant, and it's like that they kept it low key secret from the public, and that didn't leak out at all. So that was a lovely moment. I thought she was coming back. That she was about to come back, but then I saw like how heavy and big the dress coat was, and then when she started talking, I was like, "Oh, is she pregnant?" And then it's like then she revealed the baby, the belly. I was like, "Oh, that's happy for her and Montez Ford. That's great. It's just sad that means that the EST is going to be out even longer than we were having. She's probably not going to be back. She's definitely probably not going to be back until next year at some point. If we're lucky, maybe we might get her back in time for Rumble next year.
I mean, no guarantee. Naomi's been out for a while. I mean, she's doing her thing. So
yeah. We'll definitely get Naomi back at some point this year, I think. But we're gonna be without the EST in the ring for almost 2 years between the injury and the pregnancy. So,
that's why Rhea's on SmackDown.
Yeah. So moving Rhea over to SmackDown was the right choice.
All right, I see what you did there.
Yeah. EST having a BABY.
Right. Well done.
Yeah, she could be. Yeah, like she's 6 months along, so she, it's like she's gonna have the baby here during the summer. So, best case scenario, she could return in time for the Rumble. We'll just have to wait and see. I hope so because I really want to see Bianca Rhea one-on-one. It's like if they could do that at Mania next year, even if it's Saudi Arabia, that'd be great. So we'll see.
I think Montez put on Twitter because remember they showed him in like when he gained some weight. Remember they showed that of him gaining some weight, and I think he put out on the internet he was like car loaded, made a baby, got jacked, back on Raw.
Yep. So happy for them. So then all right, back to night 2. Demon whole entrance, Demon return.
This was an entrance match. Both
their entrances were fantastic.
Yeah,
Dirty Doms
I really liked both of them.
The Demons was awesome. It did exactly what it needed to. The Demon was a force that Dirty Dom could not overcome. Again, wish the match had been a couple minutes more longer, but it got the effective across. He got to beat the shit out of Dirty Dom, and so, but the feud must continue.
It's going to continue. Yeah, they're not over.
But
not over that.
They did the right thing with the Return of the Demon. They handled it right. He won like he should have. So that was all well done. I said this was the match I was least looking forward to, and I was praying to the Lord Almighty that please let Rhea take the title off Jade, because her run as a champion has been a complete failure. It's like, put the belt back on someone that can deliver and good matches, have good feuds with people. And hallelujah, they did. But I'm going to give Jade her flowers. This was definitely, without question, the best match she's had since she's been in WWE. Without question.
And it didn't feel like Rhea was having to drag her along. Nope. It flowed well.
She put in the work in this match.
Yeah, she did. So I mean, I gotta shout out Jade. When you got to give him flowers when credits due. Jade had a good match. It wasn't great. I'm not sitting there like, oh my gosh, that was on like a 5-star classic or anything, but it was a lot better than what she's done.
Wade and Cole work very well together.
I
agree. Kaden didn't really need the stip. They threw that in the last minute, but I think probably because they wanted to spice it up because otherwise we had a lot of just plain up singles matches here without any kind of stip or drama tonight. So I think they wanted to spice things up a bit by adding in the street fight stip at the last minute.
She only had 2 title reigns.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 title defenses. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Kaden, no, it's like, it's it's like the Jay Berg moniker fits, but I'll give her credit for this match. It's like she put in the work in this match, and
I'm just glad that is right. Her SummerSlam match wasn't bad either.
Yeah. So they made the absolutely 100,000% the right call by taking the belt off her and putting it on Rhea, because now Rhea can have. Now, hopefully, they're going to give Rhea some good opponents and feuds on SmackDown. And hopefully the call-ups are definitely going to help with that. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But it sucked that Io did not get a match. Still don't understand that. It really sucks. Her, Julie, and a lot of people got shafted for no fucking reason. But at least she got to, back up her bestie and got to celebrate with Rhea. I loved Rhea's look. I love the white look for a change. I thought that she looked great. The white outfit and everything. So that made me really happy. Rhea winning the title. I was like, and then after that, we got a fucking banger of a main event from CM Punk and Roman Reigns. These two went out and showed you how to do a WrestleMania main event. The build for this was mostly awesome. The entrances were awesome. Punk bringing back his old Ring of Honor theme, that got people really hyped. And they went out and told a fucking story in this match, and they just laid it all on the line, and it was fucking awesome.
I said it.
Nobody's on a run right now with these. He's had 4 straight banger main events the last 4 years. Both Cody matches were awesome. The triple threat last year with Punk and Seth was fucking awesome, and so was this one. So it's like Roman's on like a banger run of delivering awesome Mania main event matches the last 4 years.
This is if this wasn't wrestling, right? Take the wrestling thing off of it, and you were just telling someone a story of these 2 gladiators leading up to it. You just read the story, and then what took place. You didn't have to. You would just be like, "Oh, dude, I would love to see that." And you could be anybody. You can be a wrestling fan, and you would just told them, "This is how it is." And one guy is trying to get is the champion, but he's on his last legs. And then you've got this guy who's been there, done that, but he's coming back, and he's finally earned his way back at getting the championship that has eluded him for years.
It might be GIF. It might be.
And they told exactly the story that they were leading up to do. He kept saying, I did this by myself. You will always have people around you. Roman's like, you're old, man. They said everything that they
And
said
it
leading
played
up
into the
to it.
match.
They played
There was
into
no
it.
shenanigans, no Uso
No.
interference, no Bloodline bullshit. Roman beat him straight up clean.
Yeah.
And it was because Punk ran out of fucking gas.
And even like sit there and like you look back at it, it's like, oh, there's Spot Fest. Every spot mattered.
Yeah.
The elbows, like even the way he was doing it was like, I shouldn't do this.
Them trying to steal each other's finishers, the mocking, like Punk
Go to
stealing,
sleep stuff with Roman.
the Ulafala from a fan at ringside to use it to mock Roman doing the ooh-ah. Fucking fantastic. I mean,
and Roman, like as he's toying with them, and he's sitting there just doing this the whole time.
And then Roman mocking him with the go to sleep. It's like just so much.
This was a 3-part story match. Like you had, all right, here's this first part, then the second part, then the third part of just Punk running out of gas. And Roman is just a younger person to do it. And when he hit that super spear, and the thing is, the audience, the WWE audience these days is just known for like, they're just waiting for okay, here comes the entrance. Now, when does this part happen? Okay, now we get to this part. Now we'll come alive. And then where's the distraction come? They were engaged the whole time. They were never waiting for distraction. They were never waiting for this. These two dudes had everybody at home, us two included, at the palm of their hands, and we were with them for every single movement that they did. And the last time that I felt that way on a Mania match was Shawn and Undertaker, and that is high praise. And I sat there and I was like, "There's no way this match is that. There's no way it leads up to it." I'm not saying it's better. But I've never felt, and I let it digest. And I even texted Josh. I'm like, am I wrong? Did I let it digest? He was like, no, it was that. And I was like, okay. Because I thought these guys put on a master class and saved this Mania from being complete dog crap.
Yep. This capped off a great night 2 that saved this WrestleMania from being a complete stinker.
Yeah.
Because night 2 was so good and Roman and Punk put on a fucking banger classic main event. This probably is going to end up, if you rank WrestleManias, somewhere just below like the middle.
Yeah.
Just not like in the dumps like WrestleMania 9 or 2 and others that are like considered like the worst of the worst. If night 2 had delivered, it would definitely be like bottom 10 like WrestleManias all time.
But this WrestleMania will still stand out for 2 reasons. This match, and you made a star in Oba. By having him go over on Brock. Absolutely. Like that. That's the 2 things that led out to it, and those are the 2 big storylines and the 2 things that us as fans were as engaged with the whole time. And those 2 delivered. So that's why it's always going to stand out. And I will go back and watch that Roman Punk match multiple times.
Yeah. This is one that people are going to talk about for a long time. This is definitely going to be talked about as like one of like the best Mania main event matches in probably all time.
When they're storytelling and psychology, Exhibit A.
Yeah, you could make an argument this may have been his best main event match, and that's saying something because round 1 with Cody at 39 was awesome. 40 with everything that happened, the Bloodline rules, that was fucking awesome. So was the triple threat last year. And so it's like, say what you will, about Roman Reigns but that, Chris about part-time and all that. When it comes to WrestleMania, he fucking delivers.
He does. What was it? They said it's like his 11th main event or something like that. Now, granted, they've been doing 2 nights for a while, so it's kind of
this win ties him with Hogan for the most main event wins all time at WrestleMania.
Yeah. This was probably Roman's best WrestleMania match. I don't think it's close because this is the first match that it's just him and another dude. Yeah. And obviously it takes 2 to tango, and Punk proved. And I said going into it, I said these 2 are the best storytellers in wrestling.
Cash in triple threat, and that was awesome. And the triple threat last year, but this may be his best one-on-one, even better than the first one, because like the second one with Cody had a lot of shenanigans, but
right.
those shenanigans were fit the storyline. You know, it's like so that.
Oh,
That's
people still say it's the best 5 minutes in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
When with all the run-ins and stuff, but it made sense. I'm just saying, is a pure just one-on-one, no BS. These two guys are gonna go and just make it old school. We're just gonna have two guys, mano a mano,
beat the fuck out of each other.
Beat the heck out of each other. It's that Brett Shawn Michaels Iron Man type stuff.
And the crowd was into it the whole time. They were kind of split. They loved both these guys. Didn't really like boo one over the other too much. They were just invested in the match and see what was going to happen, and that's all you can ask for. You know, compared to, you know, what happened with Cody and Randy, complete opposite. It's like that's not how you do a WrestleMania main event. Punk Roman is how you do a fucking WrestleMania main event, and some of the fans are happy. So thank God.
Yeah. So yeah, like we said,
now
it's mid-tier.
Yeah. Sorry.
Overall, it was a mid WrestleMania at best.
It was a mid WrestleMania that was saved by Night 2's awesomeness and an awesome Punk Roman classic. Now, before this, we were talking about previewing this Mania. My concern about Roman potentially winning this match was, you know, he's a part-timer. I don't want to have part-time Roman be champion again. Well, he decided to let everyone know that that's not going to happen because on the post show, he's like, that part-time shit is done with. You're going to see my ass all summer. I was like, thank God. It's like, so yeah, no part-time Roman. I'm perfectly fine with him being champion. If we're going to be seeing a lot of him, you know, it's like, that's how it should be. So that made me really happy. It made me get me a little more excited, especially with all the potential matchups that Roman can have as champion. I mean, we're going to talk about Jacob, like him and Jacob. Awesome. Gunther, Seth, Braun, they're all in the mix. Eventually, Oba as well. The matchups and people he can feud with while being the champion on Raw has me excited going into the summer here.
Yeah. And you want to just pivot into speaking about that? What we're like I said, we're just highlighting some stuff on Raw, highlighting some stuff on AEW.
Exactly. I'm glad that they must have worked things out with like Roman. If we're gonna put the championship on you, we can't have you be part-time. It's like you need to be here. And I'm sure money was involved, and he's like, okay, you know what? No problem. You know, it's like, so I'm glad that he did that because we need that. It's when you're, you know, no more part-time bullshit. We already went through that, and no one was happy about that.
Yeah, a couple other things I want to we can sit here and talk for 2 hours about this match, by the way. Another things, their entrances were totally different from each other as well. Roman was showing his family tree, and him obviously being so he always had people to help him out, and you know he came from a long line of all this stuff. He brought back his original Tribal Chief theme song, which he did that. Punk, he's outside the arena. He's sitting on top of it, and it's going through all of his old stuff of just how hard he had to work just to get here, because this is his first pure main event. You got a guy that's been in 11 of them, and you got a guy that's technically is the second. This is his first pure end of WrestleMania main event.
This is his first main event since he's been the Tribal Chief where he won clean without any shenanigans or assistance from any of his family members.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Punk. This was
he did this 100% on his own.
And I love that spot as well. And dude, I love that Punk just walked out. Shout out to his coat. His jacket as well, just give it homage
with Larry and the people that
passed away. And then I thought that was like a New Orleans thing because of his trunks and everything. That was Harley Race.
No, that was the crown for when Harley Race was the king, the original king.
And I figured they were doing that just because it was New Orleans colors and was supposed to be New Orleans, and him just being like, you know, I'm Punk. This was bullcrap. It should be in New Orleans.
I saw that right. It took a bit. I was like, oh, that's a shout out to Harley Race.
Yeah, it's a shout out to Harley Race, but. I forgot how good that song is by AFI.
That was really cool.
Yeah, and him just sitting there, just and no entrance music hit, just him standing there.
Yeah.
And just letting it all go. Yeah. And then he says it's clobbering time, music hits, just perfect stuff there. And it showed the difference between the two people. It was so everything about that was just perfection.
Punk is on a run right
the
now.
table, the stairs spot with Punk dangling down and him just Superman punch, Superman punch.
He hung him on the tree wall outside and was just Superman punching him over and over until he was busted open. That was so good.
Yeah. Okay, good question here because I said on our preview show, you got to strap the Rocket to him, but
you don't need to put the title on him right away either.
What they're doing right now, it's this. I'm going back and forth with it because it's like you can't Braun Breaker him because you're going to lose steam there. But who else does he do? What hell? Like he just defeated Brock Lesnar. He's on this run.
That's why people are thinking maybe SummerSlam we get Roman Oba.
Maybe
it's you don't want to delay it too long. It's eventually going to happen. So, I'd say beating Roman before SummerSlam would be a mistake. That's too quick. It's like you just got the title. We have a lot of intriguing feuds and matches you can do before you get to Oba. So, yes, you want to eventually put the title on him, but not too fast.
What does the ruler need? If you're the ruler, what do you need? You're a king, right?
Yeah, you need kingdom.
King of the ring. King of the ring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He'll get King of the Ring and face Roman for the title at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I mean that's where my head's at. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Having Roman Oba at SummerSlam would make sense, especially because it's the second year of it being a two-nighter. So, it's like you want to eventually put the title on him within the next year, but you don't want to rush it too quickly. It's like, but as long as they give him good stuff in the meantime before he gets that showdown with Roman, that's already been teased. So,
yeah.
So let's go over Raw real quick here. We're not going to do a full recap, but kind of go over the highlights. The big highlight was definitely we're hoping and expecting some NXT Call Ups post WrestleMania, especially on the Raw after Mania. And we got some, and I have to say I'm pretty happy with who they've chosen to move up to Raw. Ethan Page called up. Absolutely love it. We've talked a lot about Ethan in the last 2 years on NXT. Ever since he came over to WWE and started NXT, he absolutely fucking killed it in NXT the last 2 years. With his
overexceeded my expectations. I knew he was good.
Yeah, me too. I became a fan of his. I always thought he was a good wrestler, but he really won me over these last 2 years with his NXT work. So I'm really happy that he's on Raw. I think that's a great spot for him, and they inserted him right into the Intercontinental title picture, and that's perfect. And plus, I'm glad that Cole alluded to the NXT history between him and Javon Evans because they had a very lengthy feud last year. Clearly, one of my favorite moments where Ethan stole the "I lost my smile" speech from HBK and used it to lay out Javon and break his jaw. And one of my favorite moments in NXT last year. It's I don't have to worry about losing my smile. I'm just gonna take yours.
No, Ethan's great. It sort of and put him right in the mid card Intercontinental title scene,
right into the Intercontinental title picture, and that's exactly where he needs to be. So hopefully, I will not be surprised if he's Intercontinental champion in the next couple months. And plus, I love the whole I'm gonna help you out, Rusev, but I'm not gonna get in your way, dude. You go ahead and Rusev crush. Go ahead. That whole interaction there with Penta, Javon, Ethan, and Rusev, Intercontinental title picture. The mid card Intercontinental title picture right now on Raw is fucking stacked.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, so we're gonna get some good stuff.
That being said, the main event picture on NXT right now not looking too great.
No. Number two, the one that really surprised me because I thought they would send her to SmackDown was Sol Ruckus. So I was really surprised when she showed up and basically got a match with Liv. Now
her promo was weird.
It started out weird, but I kind of get where they were going. She was trying to be respectful, but Liv being the heel was just like, what are you doing? You're interfering with my celebration. Get the fuck out of my ring.
I think they were trying to do a callback to when Paige debuted against AJ, and
I
was
think you're right. It definitely kind of had that vibe.
Yeah, it was weird though. I wasn't expecting it.
I saw people complaining. It's understandable. Yes, Ethan won his debut, but Soul lost her debut match. Okay, number one, she's fighting Liv, the new champion, so she's not going to beat Liv even in a non-title match. That would not be ideal either. So she got to look like $1 million, and she lost because of major Judgment Day shenanigans and Zarya as well. On top of that, so it was not like she lost like clean as a whistle. So there were circumstances. So I didn't have a problem with it. The crowd popped big for her. They also popped big for Ethan. Did you hear that pop Ethan got when he showed up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like it's like for people who say like, oh, the main roster people don't watch NXT. No, a lot of the main roster people pay attention to NXT because they gave warm receptions to both Ethan Page and Sol Ruckus.
I'm not as surprised with Sol Ruckus because of her Royal Rumble run, and then she's been on. Her and Zarya have been on.
Yeah,
some
that Saturday Night's Main Event match on Saturday Night's Main Event during
against
Steve's
Bayley
War show was awesome. So she got to look great. She's definitely going to be a major player going forward. So thought they could use her on SmackDown, but hey, if they put her on Raw, that's fine. Especially with Rhea being moved over to SmackDown, that's fine. And then Joe Hendry is also getting moved to Raw as well.
Yeah, and he's gonna have his concert next week.
Yep.
I hope they don't just do a pull like a whole Elias thing. I think Joe Hendry's way more talented than that.
Yeah.
I do have I'm like, I don't know where you do with Joe, but I think Joe's good enough he's gonna figure it out. And this is me being a huge Joe Hendry guy. But we shall see.
Yeah, I'll mention that. It doesn't look like Ricky's going to call up just yet, especially because they made it clear he's got this feud with Charlotte Hill going on, which I'll touch on briefly when it comes to NXT, because we're going to do a brief over on what happened on NXT this week. But yeah, it looks like that, and I'm fine with that if they want to keep Ricky down for just a little bit longer, because they don't want to completely clean out the men's division again, like what happened when you called up Trick, Javon, and Oba earlier this year. It's like at the beginning of the year. So Raw's getting Ethan Page, Sol Ruckus, and Joe Hendry. That's a hell of a call-up boost for Raw. I liked this Raw after Mania. It was one of the better ones we've had in a while. We got the call-ups were great. We got advancement on storylines. Like we made it clear that Liv and Stephanie are not done. Sol Ruckus is now in the mix. We got the IC title picture is clear. Great segment with Braun Breaker's return, cutting a promo, and then him and Seth getting into it, and then that brought out the return of the Street Profits, who also are now been added to Raw as well. And dear God, the tag division definitely needs them. Thank God they're there.
Yeah.
And also thank God that they're finally out of catering. But I kind of get why they've been gone for so long, because we found out Bianca was pregnant. That explains why Montez has been off TV for so long.
Right.
So,
shout out to Oba saying the ruler has arrived. Kind of like this is my yard now.
Exactly. It definitely invoked that this is my yard from Roman after he beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania all those years ago.
Yeah.
That's all that needed to be said, and he's super over.
Yep.
And then a great closing main event segment with there's definitely something going to be happening with the Usos, because he's all like, I don't want you to work for me. I just want your support. I just want us to be family. And it's like, okay, all right. And then definitely did not expect Jacob Fatu to come out and basically was like, yo, Roman, I want the title.
He didn't want it. He needs
it. That promo with the I don't want the title. I need the title. And why? That was
I need fantastic. Your shoe deals. I need your, and just going through everything.
The money. And I loved Roman's response, like, I your family, I want that for you too. But do you think you're ready to be champion?
Yeah, because the end of it, if you don't, you will acknowledge me. And now is Jacob going to join him? Who knows? But that's how the Raw after Mania is supposed to go.
He's never acknowledged him as like the tribal chief, not like to just follow him, but give the respect. It's like I think that's what it is.
And then remember, and did you see where Roman, as they were going back up the ramp, he looked at Jimmy and was like, "Hey, talk to him. You talk to him."
Yeah, because he it sounds like he doesn't really want to fight Jacob unless there's no choice. Like it's like he's worried that he's being like impulsive here, that Roman doesn't think he's ready. And
correct.
Like, so that's definitely going to be. I like that he's like, I'm going to give you a week to think about it, so you're absolutely sure you want to do this, and then I'll give you my answer next week. So that's a good tease for next week. We're going to have another Jacob Roman confrontation this week coming up on Raw. And
it's nice to have a full time Roman, at least for the summer.
Yes,
because I did like even too. He was just like
the summer of Roman. The summer of Roman has.
He's like, I'll give you something to think about because I'll be here on Raw next week. Him just basically like, I'm not 90. I'm going to be here all summer.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the call-ups because SmackDown is in desperate need of assistance.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great Raw to follow.
Yeah. And I'll have to say, Cody, say when.
Yeah, that's. Thank you for reminding. I almost forgot about that. Great tease of a mega match that they've been holding back on. Punk Cody.
That's the last of the like. I want to see Punk. That feud is Cody Punk. We want to see Cody Punk.
Yeah, we do. We all want to see Cody Punk.
And Cody Punk wanted to do it.
That was originally what was supposed to be the plan before the Seth injury caused a domino effect that completely reshuffled the Mania plans.
Yep.
So.
Yep. But no.
I love that. I love the smile too, where he's like, "Just say when," and Punk's like, "Yeah, all right."
And he's like, "It just falls out of the sky," and he was like, "All right, then say when."
Mm-hmm. So, at first, I was thinking when he's talking about falling out of the sky, I was like, "Is he talking about trying to win Money in the Bank again?"
Right.
But I'd see what he was talking about, where just like Cody's be like, "You know what? When you want it, come get it." So the
only time Money in the Bank fell out of the sky was when Otis won it.
Yeah. Literally. Fingers crossed for the Prodigy winning Money in the Bank later this year.
Oh, she's got to get out of the Judgment Day vortex in order for her to do that.
I'm just counting down to when she's going to turn on Liv, because someone pointed it out and I didn't realize it until I rewatched it back. During the celebration, everyone was clapping for Liv when she, was just like, I'm the champion, except for Roxanne.
Yeah.
She was the only one who didn't clap.
Yeah.
It's like I was like, I see that. It's like that's important.
Yeah. And then all right. So yeah, Raw after Mania. It's one of the best ones that we had in a while. It still wasn't like amazing like some of the Raw after Manias that we had. I think they had like 2 or 3 Raw after Manias like in a row, and then we just got thought that that's how every Raw after Mania is supposed to be. All right, so AEW, some stuff happened. I'm decisive on it. Yeah.
There's like super quick rundown. Brody King beat Leo Rush. Karushita beat Mina Shirakawa. We had Mark Davis Ospreay that got referee stoppaged. And then the Death Riders decided to pull a ninja kidnapping on Will Ospreay. Hopefully, we'll get a better explanation than when Samoa Joe was kidnapped by ninjas years ago in TNA. Don't know what that's about. We'll see. And then Samoa Joe squashed somebody in his return to Jobber. So glad that he's back in the ring. And we had a fucking banger main event between Darby Allin and Tommaso Ciampa to close out the show.
Did they ever?
I loved everything about MGF completely crashing out and like ranting and raving. Being classic hypocrite heel, talking about how Darby cheated when he cheats like a motherfucker all the fucking time. It's like, classic. Surprised at the Kevin Knight thing. He's not going to be beating Kevin Knight next week for the TNT title, so there's definitely going to be shenanigans. Either it's going to be a clusterfuck thrown out match, or I don't see him jobbing. It'd be weird. I'd be surprised if he jobs to Kevin Knight. If he does, it would be by shenanigans from like Darby or some other babyface. I don't know. But he's definitely not winning the TNT Championship. He's going to get a rematch with Darby at Double or Nothing because this is New York. I do love. He's like, give me my rematch, and Darby's just like, Nah.
No, give her it. No. So a couple things. Hey, Caden, if AEW is not for you, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I was
There's
entertained.
parts of the show that were like not as exciting, but I felt overall it was a pretty decent show.
Yeah, I mean the main event was great.
Yeah.
I like how basically they played on the fact that people are like, "Oh, Will Ospreay, you don't sell. I'm going to sell so much that they're going to carry me
You
away."
sound like a mofo right now.
Yeah. Now some people are like, "Why is MJF going after the TNT title?" Because MJF can do it if he wants, and guess what? That title is going to be one of the main things that you're going to be on your mind because MJF can elevate any daggone thing that he wants to. Plus, it's going to make Kevin Knight relevant. So there you go. There's that. Oh yeah, and Jamie Hayter, didn't she get hurt again?
Yeah. She looks like she got injured, I think, during her match with Tekla at Dynasty.
Okay.
So yeah, that sucks. She's had bad luck the last year. So that's like this is the second time she's been injured in the last year.
Yeah.
She was injured after the match with Statlander, or was it against Mercedes?
I can't remember which one it was.
She was injured in the match, I think, against Mercedes at All-In, was it, or something? And then they wrote her off TV with Thekla's debut, with Thekla laying her out when Thekla debuted last year. So that she was off for a couple months. Now she's hurt again. So I just feel bad for Jamie.
No, that Ciampa. This is like
okay. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, it's like okay. It was okay. Yeah, it was after the Mercedes title match that she got injured. So apparently she got injured wrestling Tekla at the pay-per-view. So she's out. Because I was wondering, like, where is she? Because like Kurt Alex Windsor are doing the tag team thing. So it's like,
but yeah, the Ospreay stuff, I am intrigued.
Oh, concussion. Okay, oh, that sucks.
I am intrigued with it. I'm surprised that they're having him lose. But the thing is, like, I'm more intrigued with what they're doing than being frustrated for him losing.
Yeah.
Because at least it's something different where I'm like, all right, you dangled the carrot. I want to see where this goes because it's a different Death Rider, especially it's a different Moxley than we were used to when he got injured. That match was just Moxley just being like, dude, chill out. And then the carrying away reminded me like more of not the TNA stuff, but the Ministry of Darkness. Remember they used to abduct people, and next thing you know, you're part of the Ministry of Darkness. Like they remind me more of that type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then the MJF stuff, I was entertained. I guess we have I guess we finally found the new member of the Hurt Syndicate, Chris Jericho. Yeah, that's great.
Well, I think it's more.
I know it's not, but
no, he's hired the Hurt Syndicate.
He hired the Hurt Syndicate. But yeah, and then that main event, Darby and I'm loving how they're using Tommaso Ciampa. I feel so happy for him that he is being. We were afraid that when he went to AEW, they were going to be like, oh, you're just going to end up in the mid card vortex, and we're not going to see anymore. No, they have let Ciampa be Ciampa, and sometimes it just doesn't work on a WWE and it can work on AEW, and sometimes it doesn't work on AEW and it works on WWE. Look at Danhausen. Danhausen's everywhere. He is number 2 in merch sales. He's hilarious. I mean, he literally that segment between like he broke John Cena at WrestleMania. It was hilarious. Because John Cena had like get it together to be like, all right, now it's time to get serious with the main event. But he was just like, that was great. And the Miz came up with the spot for them to carry him out, like them to all carry him away from the ring, like Undertaker, like crucifixion Undertaker style, on that. So I thought that was pretty good there. But yeah, no, but Ciampa's been great on that. And Darby, I'm tired of sitting there and saying, Darby, quit trying to kill yourself. It goes on deaf ears. I don't really care.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, I thought for the spots that was AEW, it's kind of like any other AEW. I thought it was a solid show for what AEW is.
Yeah, for sure. Everything MJF does right now is gold right now, especially with him crashing out over losing the title to Darby, and
I'm glued to this Ospreay Death Rider stuff because I so far this story that they're telling, I'm with it so far. It hasn't gotten boring. It doesn't feel like it's overbooked. It feels like it has something going. And that's all I want as a wrestling fan, is to keep me coming back to next week. That's keep me back to coming back to next week. So,
all right. And then quick overview of NXT to close things out here. So this week was week 2 of NXT Revenge special. Miles Bourne beat Deion Lennox of Dark State to remain North American champion. Keanu Carver beat the fuck out of poor Joe Hendry to the point that the referee stopped the match because he beat poor Joe into fucking unconsciousness. That's how you also put over someone as a wrecking machine. Then Lexus King as the new Speed Champion, defeating EK Prosper to win the vacant title. No surprise there. One of the best matches on the show before the main event. Tatum Paxley beat Blake Monroe in a casket match to remain NXT Women's North American Champion. Does going into the casket mean Blake's about to be called up? We'll find out.
She should, because SmackDown needs it.
Yep. And all of Fatal Influence was completely absent from the show, so not be surprised if the entire trio is about to be called up, which I'm fine with, because even though Linda Reed hasn't been in NXT very long, she's so fucking good, I'd be okay with her going to the main roster to keep the trio together, because SmackDown needs a really good heel faction for the women.
Here's what Blake should do. She should team up with Tiffany and become the Hollywood Blondes. We've never had a Hollywood Blondes tag team, right? No, never.
Blake versus Tiffany just writes itself.
Yeah, it's the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah. And then in a awesome main event with a holy shit scary finish.
Yeah.
Zarya did defeat Sol Rucka to send her to the main roster in the last women's standing match. And it ended in a very super scary spot where she was supposed to go through 2 tables off the balcony, but she only went through one in the back of her head, hit the other table. And thankfully, she is okay. She didn't get a concussion, but she ended up having to get 8 staples to close the wound in her head that opened up from smacking her head on the back of the table when she went down.
Yeah. That match, and that was a good story. They told a hell of a story, those 2 women did, and it deserved that.
So was classic stupid babyface. I loved it. She was classic stupid babyface.
She couldn't do it.
It's like she was like, it's like she thought that Zarya and her were okay, and it was just like, nope. I was like, no, Soul, don't be the stupid babyface. She's lying to you. It's like, I was like,
You know, and she gave the rub to Zarya, and Zarya's on a good run right now. I'm excited. I'm excited for
Zarya needed this to put her over as a big heel, and so this will help build her up if they want to put the belt on her, because I can totally see her taking the title from Lola Vice, and then later on, Kendall Gray overcoming the wrecking machine that is Zarya to win the title later on. So
okay, I can see that.
That's where I would go. I would have Lola have room with it, build Zarya up as the monster wrecking machine. She takes the title from Lola, and then you can call Lola up, and then eventually hand it over to Kendall.
Yeah,
because with her skills, Kendall can kind of be the one to kind of overcome the Zarya's power with her wrestling and submission skills. Yeah, so also I really love the vignettes with focusing on Kendall Gray and her backstory. That's how you build a character and help the character connect with the audience more. The fans already like Kendall, but stuff like this is how you really get the fans to even connect with them more and help build her character and her personality. So as a Kendall fan, absolutely loves this, especially hearing the stories about, dear God, getting bit by the dog at the birthday party. It's like damn.
Yeah.
So loved hearing all the stories about, it's like tomboy and everything. And so I really like that stuff. It was silly, but I was amused with the whole storyline where Shiloh Hill set up a fake date to lure the Vanity Project out of the building. But then Maya Lockwood, who's on a LFG alumni, I guess apparently is going to be aligning with the Vanity Project. Which makes sense, especially if Blake's about to be called up, so that they can have her kind of be like the woman associated with the Vanity Project if they're calling Blake up, because those guys are going to be in NXT for a little bit longer, so they're not getting called up right now. We got a feud still brewing between Ricky and Shiloh Hill, so Ricky's not being called up just yet.
Yeah, Ricky.
Mark's,
Tony D's been there for a millennia.
We'll get to Tony D in a second. There's interesting development on the Tony D front. The disintegration of Stark State, I like where it's going. There's more cracks are forming, but it's not there yet. But the problems persist after Dion lost to Miles Bourne, so that was a nice win for him.
All right, Dion Lennox, it's your time now, dude. Because
the thing that made me go, okay, what was that about? Tony D there is talking with Robert Stone, the GM, and someone delivers a package to Tony D, and it's got a Japanese kanji character on it. And I was like, huh, okay. And then Keanu Carver shows up, and I love how he's like, is this you? And he's like, nah, bro. When I'm going to come for you, I'll let you know. By the way, that means war. And so everyone started speculating, okay, someone from New Japan's about to show up. Someone from Japan's about to show up. The biggest speculation is that this could be evil coming.
Yeah. Now there's two. There are two.
Right.
Evil makes sense because he was evil. Now he can be war. And then I forgot the other guy. He was in that one. Oh crap! I forgot his name. He's more of a. He's not a. He's like a Chris Jericho type build.
Right.
He was in Naito's faction. I forget off the top of my head. I could have told you.
Yeah, I saw the name being floated around besides Evil. Like, who could be behind the little?
Someone says Shinsuke. I'm like, no, they're not gonna do that.
No, not Shinsuke. They're not having to go back down to.
No, now it's ticking me off. Oh.
I'm trying to find it. I saw the name here. I'm trying to find it. People were speculating about it.
Yeah, because he was in Naito's faction. Crap. This is great. Just great stuff here. Oh, okay. I got it. What was his name? What was his name? I will tell you once, because Evil was in the same faction as them. Oh, Takahashi. Hiromu Takahashi.
Yeah.
Hiromu Takahashi. Yeah. Hiromu Takahashi. Yeah. That could be.
Yeah, exactly. I think they've been doing the slow build with Saria, and like I think this is now her time to shine. Yeah, I know the main event was fucking awesome. You could feel the hate, and there were some brutal spots, especially the F5 through the announce desk. That was great. Yeah, give me a Blake Tiffany feud.
Yep.
Oh yes, and thank you for running. We're gonna get the debut of Lizzie Rain next week on NXT. The big indie darling that recently signed. So a lot of people are saying she's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing her in action next week. Nice little vignette introducing her character ahead of her debut. So that's something to look forward to next week on NXT. So very interesting stuff. Developments in NXT. And it's very clear that some more call-ups are imminent. Soul had her swan song. Potentially Blake may have had her swan song as well.
And are we getting a full Fatal Influence on SmackDown tomorrow night? Because JC Jane's going to be on SmackDown tomorrow night.
Yeah,
that's a full-gone conclusion.
We're definitely going to get JC. Hopefully, maybe we'll see the entire Fatal Influence. We'll find out.
Because Fallon, you don't need to do anything else with Fallon. Fallon's ready.
Yeah, Fallon's ready.
Laney Reed, as far as her in-ring, yeah. I just don't know where her mic skills is, but that's why you bring her in as Fatal Influence because, when they brought up Riot Squad, Liv Morgan said 2 words. And look at her now. So,
yeah, I'm expecting all 3 of them to show up on SmackDown tomorrow. What other call-ups you think we might see for SmackDown tomorrow as well, besides potentially JC Jane and her cohorts?
Fatal Attraction was a different faction.
Yeah,
that was JC Jane was in Fatal Attraction. But with Mandy Rose and Gigi Dolan, but now they were Fatal Influence because JC Jane was a part of that and she moved it over and she was the leader. So, you were right adjacently on that. But
Giff is definitely looking forward to Lizzie Rain's debut as well. He likes what he sees.
Oh yeah, no, Lizzie, and she is the niece of Iron Maiden's drummer, like former drummer.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if you already said that because I was reading some other thing, but
No, I saw that because there was a news article about it, and that the leather jacket she wears belonged to him, and she
okay.
wears it as a tribute to him.
Oh yeah, she's going to be a fan favorite because from the highlights that I saw, she can go in the ring.
That's what I've heard, that she's like really damn good in the ring, and people like her like heavy metal themed character and personality. So looking forward to seeing her debut because there's been quite a buzz. There was definitely a big buzz when she signed with WWE. People are like, oh, wait till you check her out, man.
Yeah, she was a big time. People are like, okay, this one's got some. She's pretty cool. So it'll be nice to see. OTM.
No, I think they're still around. I don't think I've heard anything about them being called up. I thought
Same
they
thing
were
with
doing
Hank and
Ricky,
Tank.
but
It's like what? Yeah, you could put them on the ring roster, but it's not going to do anything.
I'm okay with Ricky staying there a little bit longer because it's like the main event scene. There's not too many big like worthy challengers right now for Tony D'Angelo, so it's like we'll see if they're going to throw at him. I mean, they're definitely building toward Keanu Carver coming after him for the title, but not yet. So maybe
Keanu's not ready yet.
No, he's not. They're building him there. He's not there yet.
No, he's on a good pace. I'll put it that way. He's on a good pace.
I like how he's like, when I'm gonna come for you, I'll let you know. It's like he's letting them know, like, I'm gonna come for you, but not yet. It's like, so you want to continue to build him up because they're doing a good job of doing the nice build up where it's like oh yeah, this guy's a threat. So whoever this Japanese star is with the T's will be like a big feud for Tony, because he kind of needs that, especially because Ethan's gone, Ricky's feuding with Shiloh Hill, they're building up Keanu, Joe Hendry just got called up as well, so a lot of the big names. So the men's division it's funny when the women's division has some call ups, they're so stacked that even though so Rook, JC Jane, and potentially a couple others, maybe even Blake, about to be called up, the women's division is still fucking stacked in NXT. Because Lola's still there. You got Izzy, Kendall, Zarya, Jada, Kalani is still there. So they still got great talent there. Whereas the men's is definitely not as stacked. So you kind of worry. I'm worried again. Like it's the same thing with after Oba, Javon, and Trick got called up, there was a big void, but then the other guys kind of stepped up. But now Ethan and Joe Hendry are leaving. They're being called up to Raw. And so outside of Ricky and people they're still trying to build up, there's not much else there. So it's like we're going to see what's going to happen. Who's going to fill the void?
Evil, you mean mean? No. Yeah. God, I hope not. No, it's probably gonna. They might make his name War. I don't know. I thought Evil was a dumb name too. So
yeah, I don't think they're gonna go with that. Like if he's gonna be Kodo, I like the idea of War is like like a God of War. I think that would work better if you want to do like a one name thing. So we'll see what comes up of that. Who's behind that package message to Tony D.
We shall see, and we're gonna see. Maybe it might happen next Tuesday, and we'll talk about it here on Ruckus Wrestling, because that pretty much does it for us. There's another WrestleMania down the book in the books. Was it a good show? Yes, because of the main event. And you had I don't know how words can't do it, but Obafemi happened. What I was trying to say, you had a making of a new star.
Oba happened. Ladder match happened. Rhea ending the Jade Burke reign was much appreciated, and then we had a banger main event. So night two just delivered just about on every level.
And of the NXT, speaking about NXT call ups, night 2 delivered. Javon delivered, Trick delivered, Oba delivered.
Yeah, they made it clear with those three, how they view them going forward. They're
because even though Javon didn't win, Javon put his foot down, cemented himself like, no, I'm here, and they're very behind Javon. So I'm not too worried about that. But thank you, Justin, as always. Another one in the books. Thank you to Caden and GIF for commenting. Everyone else out there, if you
Thank you for
stumble
joining
upon
us,
us,
guys.
like, subscribe, hit the
Appreciate it.
doorbell. We'll be here next Thursday, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern.
He is.
And you know what? I'm gonna end it with a little bit of pseudo Oba theme. So we will see you all.
See you next week.